I experienced some new bands. I even got to sing myself, and I loved every minute of it. And so I'm making this film to touch your hearts the same way that the Maasai touched mine. And I hope that you can reach inside into your hearts and do anything possible to help them with this incredible journey. Enjoy the film. Namaste.
Beautiful ancient culture. And the people live today much as they did back then. Beautiful land, beautiful traditions. Inspired. Chief Joseph, how many years have you been coming to Port Jeff now? 5. Okay, for the last 5 years, Chief Joseph and John Kileni Ole Parsito is his community developer, and these gentlemen have been coming here to Port Jeff for the last 5 years for 2 reasons. Number one, they travel through Suffolk County and sometimes Nassau County to educate, to share their traditions, to tell people what their culture is. And you know, the more we know about each other, the more the world comes, and the more we need more togetherness in the world. So it's nice to know about culture. As I was saying before, so many beautiful traditions, some that may need changing. The first century has been hard times for the Maasai, and there are some changes that need to be made for them to assimilate. So that's the main purpose, or one of the purposes of the chief's visit every year. He travels throughout the U.S. This is just a tour. So number one, he comes to educate. And number two, he also comes to fundraise, because many of the traditions are beautiful and some of them not so beautiful. First of all, there is a great deal of poverty in the area. This year has been hard with drought, famine. There's been a very, very hard time getting food and water to the people and also to the cattle. So he needs to fundraise for that. I think the basic 3 for any civilized, any at all, are number 1, safety, number 2, health, and then number 3, education.
My name's Chief Joseph Oletipa, and I'm quite glad that today I am able to meet you. So thank you very much for coming. I bring you greetings from all the way from my village in East Africa, Kenya, especially from my tribal group of people called the Maasai people of Kenya. I am their cultural ambassador when I'm visiting here in the United States. And as you have been told by Chini, we are on a mission whereby we visit schools and even churches and other. So that is how it looks like. And
community, we have our roles defined along gender lines, and we have the roles for men and roles for women. Some of the roles for the men in the Maasai community includes the men are the breadwinners, so they are the ones who provide for food, for medical care, and for security in the community. They are the ones who look after the livestock, which is the main source of livelihood, and they are the ones who migrate with the livestock whenever it comes to the dry periods. They are the ones who protect the animals against wild animals. And they are the ones who provide for medical care or health care to the livestock as well whenever there are diseases or outbreaks. As to the women are the ones who take care of the children. They collect firewood, they collect, they cook food, and also they fetch water. Traditionally, our houses are made of twigs, ash, cow dung mixed with soil, and it is the responsibility of the Maasai women to make traditional huts, so which are small houses. So those are some of the roles that the women and the men play in the Maasai society. As a community, we pass knowledge from one generation to another through an informal way of learning. So for you to learn about the traditions and the cultures of the Maasai community, you do not have to send a kid to school. That is knowledge which is very informal, and it is passed from one generation to another. It is the responsibility of the mother to teach the girl, and it is the responsibility of the father to teach the boy the roles of both boys and girls in the community. So our roles and our way of life is passed through an informal way. As a community, we have our own rites of passage, which are just like the different levels of education, or formal education that children go through, which starts right from childhood, then to boyhood and girlhood, then from boyhood and girlhood you go to the youth, which is the period whereby the boys graduate to become warriors after initiation of both boys and girls. The warriors in the Maasai community are always between the age of 18 and 24, and at that point, the youth are being taken to be the community defense system or the community military, and they're the ones who are supposed to protect the community against invasions, and they're the ones who are supposed to go sometimes to fight with the enemies.
Ornaments, and our women put a lot of jewelry, so a lady can have
probably be giving you their regular annual spiel about come on down, you know, it's lovely here, please, you know, come visit. They do have a beautiful guest house, I want you to know. They have a guest house and they're happy to put people up and show you around, and
A lot of giraffes.
oh, a lot of giraffes. That is their backyard. You go outside the house. I've never seen herds of giraffes before visiting there, and just running. I've never seen giraffes run. I've seen them in the zoo and they kind of stand there, you know. They run in the herds, and it's so beautiful. It's just so incredible. It's such a beautiful country. At nighttime, the night sky is just the most beautiful sky you could ever see. It goes on forever. I suppose it's because you don't have the buildings and different lights coming from far away, but that night sky is just gorgeous. But the invitation is there. I'm going to extend it on their behalf, and if you want to do the tourist thing, they'll hook you up with safaris, and you know, if you want to go out with some of the young men and hunt a lion, I'm sure they'll... But my favorite, and Lady Selena, you said you were going to do this with me.
I supposed to hunt the lion.
No, we don't get to hunt the lions. The men go, they get to have all the fun. We have to stay home and build the boma, remember? The women have to build the houses there, remember?
Yes.
All right, well, so the chief and John are going to tell you a little bit about their year. I'm going to report to you for them that it was not a good year in Thailand. As maybe you've read about it, the drought has been absolutely horrible, and we do have some pictures, but we're not able to show those to you tonight. If you ever want more information about the Maasai or these particular pictures of this year's drought, you can always go to my website, which is Leaving Footprints. Okay, it's easy to remember, leavingfootprints.org. And there's a Kenya page there, and there's a gallery there that's got pictures. And you can see not only the people, also the livestock that have to actually be helped up because they're so weak. There's no grass. There's been no rain. They haven't had a good rain in 2 years. They have, twice a year, they have their rainy season. I don't know what happens during that season these days, but anyway, I don't want to tell that story. That's for them to tell.
Visiting. Last time when we were here, we went back to my village as servants. We went to serve. So, back in Africa, my people are well, and we are doing our normal daily lifestyles. And I was just thinking when I was seated that in Africa, on the other side of the globe, we have the droughts going on that side. We here on this side, you have the hurricanes.
Yes.
But above all, I was just thinking the glory of God is above all. If you will pretend to be brave on the battleground, you will die there.
The first reason is that to share the culture, because this is what will bring us all together. Learning how very much alike we all are, and then celebrating the differences between us. And the second reason the chief is here every year is to fundraise for his village. He, for instance, I'm just going to say that $50 buys a 50-pound bag of rice to feed like 30 kids. You know, the American dollar goes a long way in Maasai land, is pretty much my point here. And one of the amazing things that the chief is doing in his village is saving some of the young girls, you know, who are in danger of being married at a very young age and going through those ancient tribal
My name is Naomi. I'm 12 years old. When I was 10 years old, my parents and my grandma wanted to sacrifice me and be married over nursery. They wanted to be rich. Cows, goats, blankets, sugar in exchange of me. I ran to the chief to be saved. I'm now in a boarding school. I'm safe. I'm worried of the other Maasai girls who have the same problems as me because of the bad Maasai culture.
Are there other chiefs like yourself that have the same beliefs about girls and women getting an education? Is this common for leaders of clans to have that belief, or are you unique?
I've met other chiefs and told and shared with them. So others are catching up. Otherwise, because of illiteracy, they had also the cultural perspective, way of looking at things. But I've tried to talk to them, and they are seeing some sense. Look at the young Maasai girl. So that's just for the top. They have others inside. This is the Maasai wedding necklace. There you are wedded. So this is just part of the ladies' dress.
Hi everyone, welcome to Moving On TV. And today I've got a very, very exciting surprise for you all. As you know, I've been to Port Jefferson and I've been filming the tour of the Maasai tribe. So today I've actually got Chief Joseph here, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the tour and a little bit about the Maasai tribe. So today I've got Chief Joseph with me, and I'm just going to be chatting to him a little bit about the tour and finding out how much we can do with Moving On TV, or people that are going to be watching this. What can we do to help him to move on, and all sorts of other little things, like for example about this, the stick. He's going to explain it to us, because I remember you saying something about the colours and everything. Start off with, how are you feeling today, Chief Joseph?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine and also relaxed and excited about our programs. Yeah, down here in New York or Jefferson.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. So how do you feel the tour has been going?
Yeah, the tour since we came has started very well on a high note. We have met a lot of people and even come to know you and the programs that you do with the TV station. Yeah.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about how it started. Where have you been this tour? Where have you gone to? What have you done?
Yeah, my name's Chief Joseph Oletipango from East Africa, Kenya, and I come from a tribal group of people called the Maasai people of Kenya, who are a nomadic pastoralist group. That means we keep cows, goats, and sheep. And when I was appointed to be the chief of the people, when I was 18 years old, I was entrusted the mantle or the mandate of leadership of my people.
Sorry, can I stop you there? Because I had a question about that. When you say you became the chief of the people, were you voted in, or was this something you inherited from your family in some way?
Okay, when I talk about being a chief, I am talking about a traditional chief. So there is no election like where we have today in the modern world, where we go to the voting and say maybe some sacred ballots or something like that. But I was chosen in a traditional way, where I was appointed among a group to be the leader of the people.
Okay, okay, that's fascinating. So, what are your responsibilities then as the chief of Maasai village?
One is that I officiate the traditional initiation ceremonies of the youth, and also during when they have these ceremonies, I participate in them. I give them guidance and counseling on how young men will grow to be responsible men in the society. And also, I try to maintain peace by trying to solve the disputes among the community members that occur or that arises, and also try to sit with the council of elders to try and determine maybe the punishment award that is given to the wrongdoers. I try also to facilitate some of the community development activities at the village, and also link the central government with the local people at the village level.
Okay, so you've got a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah, that's a leader, that is a leader.
Yeah. Okay, so coming back to the tour and the whole objective of your tour, can you explain to us a little bit what is the objective of the tour that you do?
Yeah, from my village, traveling to the US and even to the UK, we travel probably mainly for one or two objectives. One is to try and share more about the Maasai lifestyle and culture, to give people an opportunity to come understand the diverse cultures of the world for a peaceful global world. So that is one. Number two is that we try to make connections for our people and communities, for our poor communities back in Africa, where we try to do fundraisings to be able to support the needs of our community, like the education for our school girls, the education building of schools, maybe, and also for the women economic empowerment programs, so that we can give the women a voice in our society.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, a big part of your work is done to support young girls that are being taken into marriage at a very, very young age. And so you do a lot of work that you actually, a lot of the girls have started to run to you like a refuge, and where basically they know you're going to protect them in some way, and you're offering now a sponsorship program where people can sponsor a girl and that girl will get educated and will not have to be married at such a young age. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, let me say that in the Maasai community, we have good values in life, and we have also bad traditions and cultural practices that we think they are harmful to the health and to the lives of our women. And some of these bad cultural and traditional practices are like early girl child marriage. So like a girl of between 12 to 16 years old can be married off to an elderly man, or maybe an old man of 40 years and above, who this girl has never met in life. So the early girl child marriage, it denies the girl an opportunity to education. So another thing is that another bad cultural practice is female genital mutilation or female genital circumcision. So the Maasai girls, when they undergo this practice, it has a lot of health implications, because during childbirth there is a lot of complaints from the women. They bleed a lot. They cannot walk long distance to fetch water for the domestic family use. There is also a lot of contamination, or there is a lot of diseases that occur as a result of that. So we try to stop that. And also there is polygamy, whereby a Maasai girl is treated as an asset to earn family dowry. So we are trying to stop all this, so that, and this is through, when we try to stop, we rescue these girls and we try to give them an opportunity to go to school. Okay, by offering a scholarship program whereby we can put these girls to a boarding school to save them, so that they can have a bright future.
It's fantastic. So you're very enlightened. So you're very enlightened, and you're basically brave enough to say that you want to go out there and change this. So have you had a lot of opposition from, would you say, the old Maasai? Do they give you a lot of opposition? Because, as I say, this has like been going on for a long time, but you know in your heart that you don't want it to go on anymore, and you put so much energy into it. So it's very interesting to know, what is it that you must have a lot to work against?
Yeah, you have to know that this is a tradition or a cultural practice that has been going on for ages or for years. And I have been facing some opposition here and there, especially among the elderly parents, because it is something that they think that we are going against the tradition norms. And the parents also would like to trade their girls in exchange for getting dowry or in form of cows. So they want to increase their herds by giving off their girls for marriage. So we try to come to the rescue of these girls by trying to, if these girls come strongly to us that they need education, they need to go to school, that is when we chip in and stand with these girls. And this is whereby now we can appeal and talk to well-wishers, or even to the international community, whereby we can request for individual sponsorship to enable these girls to go to school, to save and to protect them.
Okay, so you came up with all of this. And has it been a long, difficult journey for you to get the support of the elders to help you in some way?
Okay, it has come a long way, because since 2003, when I began this initiative with some of my village mates of starting a girls' education program, which can help these needy girls excel to greater heights in education or in their lives, that will help to better their lives and in the future. And I try also to be a role model. I try also to be a role model to the other village chiefs and even to the other members of the community. So It has been long, but today the community is accepting one by one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you must be very proud of it. Now, just going back a little bit, can you explain to me what this is? Because when we filmed you doing some of the touring, you were talking about the different colours. Is it like the colours of the rainbow or the different tribes? Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, okay. These are my clothing, part of my clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, and like this one is my chief leadership stick.
Right.
And it's a symbol of power and authority for the chief.
Is it got a name?
Yeah, we call it a talking stick.
The talking stick.
Yeah,
okay.
talking stick.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when I address meetings, when I hold this one, I feel a lot of confidence.
Right.
And the words just comes out flowing because I feel the energy. Yeah.
Okay.
And these are typically Maasai colors. This one has been done by Maasai women, and they are very skillful in making the artwork. And some of these colors, to us, they have meanings.
Okay.
Like green, for us, the Maasai, stand for the grass.
Yeah,
And,
nature.
and vegetation for our cattle.
Okay.
We are so much attached to nature, and we
Good.
love so much our environment. The color white stand for milk and peace. The color orange stand for the right setting of the sun.
Right.
The color blue for the Maasai stand for the sky, where we believe we came from. That is our story made of creation. We
Okay.
believe we came from the sky with all our belongings, the cows, the children, the women,
All
and
right.
everything.
Okay.
So,
So, what would you say? Is that a religion or a philosophy? What would you say your religion is?
that is a belief.
It's a belief.
It's a belief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Of how we came to exist. So
Okay.
yeah, so that is
Fascinating.
our story made of creation.
The sky,
And
yeah.
we have the color yellow stand for warmth and beauty.
Okay.
We have the color red stand for braveness, courage, or even blood.
Yes.
So we have to,
Yeah, a lot of
as a
red.
warrior,
Yeah.
as a warrior or a young man, we encourage our young men because the environment that we come is very hostile. We have all these wild cats, so we have to encourage our young boys and to be very brave, to stand their ground whenever these wild animals come to attack
Sure.
the livestock. Or
So
the
this
cows.
it's a matter of survival with
Yeah,
you.
survival.
Because a lot of people don't understand that. You know, a lot of people lobby against hurting animals, but for you, you live. This is how you live, and you have to protect yourself.
Yeah,
Because the animals are everywhere.
yeah, we have to protect the cattle because the cattle means everything to us, and without cows there are no Maasais. We have the color black, stand for the color of our skin.
Okay.
So that is Maasai colors. Okay, this is my fly whisk. Yeah,
Your fly whisk.
and it helps me to drive away flies.
Okay.
And this one is made from a giraffe tail.
Oh right. Okay.
Made from a giraffe tail.
Giraffe tail.
And this other, my clothing, my wife made for me. She had to do it skillfully, very well. She has to put the beads and match them. Even this other cloth, she has to do everything of my beadwork, my jewelry. This is a
Yes.
special
Can you
ornament.
explain that to us?
This is a special ornament which is presented or given to a person who deserves respect or honor in my village.
Okay.
So this is in the shape
Nice.
of the hat, and this one is made from a buffalo skin.
Okay.
So it's very special.
And the colours again, they're the same.
Yeah,
So
they
they
are just
represent the same as the talking stick.
yeah, exactly.
Same colours.
Yeah, and this one is my chief gown
Right.
for clothing, and this is very traditional. This one is made from a black and white Columbus monkey,
Right.
and at the back is made from a chimpanzee.
Oh,
So just to turn like that, you can see.
you can see.
That is how it is made.
And that's how you, yeah,
Yeah, this is the black and white Columbus monkey.
sure.
So this is
Part
for
of the tradition.
this is for the chief, and it's for royalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I mean, the other thing you were talking about as well is one of the traditions you uphold, you're going against, is you are totally monogamous. You have one wife. And is it 4 daughters? You have
Yeah, I
4
have
daughters?
4.
And
I
some
have-
of them are
I have 4
adopted, you
children.
were saying 4 children?
Yeah, 2 girls and 2 boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're your own children?
Yeah, they are
Because
my
you did
own.
say you also adopted some girls
Yeah,
from the village, is that
I
right?
have 4 biological children, and I have one adopted kid who I was able to save from the harmful acts of female genital mutilation. And this girl was to be married off. So I took her, so because she was thrown away by her family, I took in, and now through the help of well-wishers, I'm able to support these girls through education.
So going back again to the tradition that you're doing everything you can to change about families selling their daughters, their little girls, again trying to get that across to Western society, that we can't even comprehend the poverty that a family would have to go through something like that. But so grateful that you have the courage to stand up and say, no, we don't want to do this anymore. And so basically you're going out there to say to everyone that you can sponsor a little girl. If you'd like to say that to the camera and tell people how can they sponsor a little girl so that she doesn't have to be taken away from her family and married off at such a young age. And you see, all my work is about mental health, is staying mentally well, and I believe that a child that's going to go through something like that will be shocked and will become mentally ill. There'll be too much shock for them to do it. So all my work is about protecting children, because children become adults basically, as you know.
Yeah, they are.
And then they pass it on
future
to their
leaders,
children.
yeah.
They're the future. So would you like to say to whoever's going to be watching this, how can they sponsor a little girl and give her something to look forward to, give her a life, give her a future, give her education, and don't destroy her, because quite honestly, that's what's been happening.
Yeah, I think my prayer is to, as a leader, is to better the world more than how we found it, to make a better place for everyone to live. And even to the Maasai girls, we'd like to see them that they have a great opportunity in life, whereby to grow as, in good health, and also to be people who are successful in life, in all spheres of life. So, and education is very important. So the way people can help is they can adapt to sponsor a needy Maasai girl who is threatened, who her education and future life is threatened, by offering probably a scholarship, a small scholarship. And just the little that you can do can go a long way changing lifestyle and impacting lifestyle in Africa. So even like for example, $350 can help to put a rescued Maasai girl to an elementary or a primary school throughout the year.
For a whole year.
For our whole year. While around $500 will enable a high school girl to have a high school education for 1 year. So that is to cover the tuition, the clothing, the boarding.
So so you're in a way that child can still stay with their family, or the family will be able to afford for that child to stay within the family, or would they go into the orphanage or some kind of refuge where you would look after them?
Yeah, one at the schools they are boarding facilities. So this girl can be secure there, and I'll be there as a guardian to keep a watch on these girls. So whenever they face some problems or threats, I'm always there to stand with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, also, I just want to ask you a little bit about how you met Ginny, because Ginny, Virginia Bartol, as we know, is been doing everything to help the Chief Joseph and the Maasai to get the message across by touring all across, particularly Port Jefferson and some of the areas around the area. So how did you end up coming to Port Jefferson? Because Ginny told me that you were walking up the hill, or something happened, and you met.
Yeah.
And then, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we met with Ginny when we were visiting Port Jefferson in New York. And we were walking just down the street to stretch up after our long flight, because it's a very long flight. So we were stretching and walking along the street, and we just, when she was driving, she just bumped and saw us and said, "Oh, are you Maasai's?" That's how she sounded.
Middle of Port Jefferson,
yeah, in the middle of Port Jefferson. She was, she was amazed to see the Maasai walking in the streets of Port Jefferson. And we stood up, we talked with her, and we were glad that she was once time able to visit the Maasai people of Kenya and Tanzania, and she recognized us by the way we dressed.
Okay.
So that is how, and she took us to our house. She gave us some orange juice.
Like Jenny would.
Yeah, and we had a great conversation. And from there, that is how our relationship started. Now she came to know about our course and what we are doing, and that is how she was able to chip in. And today she has grown to be a great ambassador for my people.
I know, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been coming to Port Jefferson and doing these tours, would you say?
I think this is around 5 years now.
5 years?
Yeah, every year. But sometimes it's very hard to travel because I have some work at the village and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But
I expect it is.
they try to facilitate my coming here.
They do their best.
Yeah. And
would
arrange
you,
the programs too.
Sure. And would you say that the awareness of the public is now growing for your cause?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of people who are willing and looking forward to. They have a great interest in it, and we have been able to team up, and we are coming together as a family, as a communal way of doing things to try and better the world, or to make things a bit easier for us and for our people back at home.
That's great. Well, we look forward to you coming to England, because
Oh.
England is a very multicultural country and you're going to be very welcome there.
Oh, I would love so much if you can help in that, to expand our programs and to bring the message that and the awareness to the people. So that will be something great I'll be looking for.
Do you go to any other countries apart from America at the moment?
I've
Do you
been
tour
able to
anywhere else?
I've been able to travel to Swaziland and
Okay.
South Africa. I've gone there to share more about our culture, and also attending peace and resolution conferences, meetings,
Yes.
where I shared about the peace and resolution mechanism that we do in Africa.
Okay.
Among the Maasai people. So I've been
really good.
traveling quite a little.
So you spend a lot of your time traveling around getting support for this.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that right?
exactly.
What about the United Nations? I mean, surely there should be, or some kind of children organization like UNICEF or something like that. Do they help you in any way?
Yeah, they try to help. I have heard about UNICEF, but this is a very big organization that to meet all the needs of the villagers and communities in Kenya, it's really not easy.
But it must
Because
be...
they
yeah.
specialize probably on sections. But we
Right.
have different communities, many of them. But I have never seen them coming down to my village.
Okay, because also you must, I mean, as you say, these are cultural traditions that have been going on for such a long time. So do you have in place for young people, do you have educational programs to teach them about what you're doing actually in the Maasai itself?
Yeah, every year and every term, school term, when the kids are out of school break, when they are out of school break, or when they are in school break, we have an education workshop or seminar where we teach our young youth about drug and abuse. We try to create awareness, health impacts, and the social impact. We try also to teach the youth on career. We try also to teach them on and give them guidance and counseling, and also create awareness of HIV/AIDS. And we try also to share with them about gender equality.
Yes.
Yeah, gender equality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just had another question, because it was interesting. When we came here, you had a bit of a headache. So this is going into another subject, which I'm very interested in. Now, I advocate a lot of the time using only natural products and the mind to heal everything. That's how I feel. So if you got a headache when you were at home, you wouldn't take Nurofen, would you?
No, we don't.
What would you do?
Yeah, at the village, I have some herbs that I can get from my immediate environment. I know some leaves, some berries, some bark of trees, some roots I can run and get in my immediate environment. I can either boil them, or I can maybe put some to a container for some time for it to get some syrup kind of.
Sure.
Then which I can drink, or even I can just minister to
And it helps.
on,
Yeah.
on my nerves on the head.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
'cause
makes
I'm
me really.
very
Or even I
interested in-
can smell
Sure.
to take maybe the flowers and the leaves of some certain trees. I can smell them to be able to take the strong scent.
Because
which
we're
will,
going back to that a lot now.
Yeah,
I mean,
which will be able to heal my.
Fantastic, yeah, because
ailments,
I
yeah.
wanted to ask you that, particularly when I saw you jumping around, so much energy. You and John, the way you jump around, you've got so much energy. And I was thinking you must really rely a lot on herbs and nature, and basically to stay well, because a lot of the Western world are coming down with lots of things, and they don't have access to nature like you do.
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
around you.
Yeah, it's quite interesting and different, because what we rely so much is about our environment back there. So it's not like we don't have like the big stores or shops where we can run and buy all this, but we still live in our own natural habitats, that is in our lands, where we don't have all these commercials. Yeah.
Okay, and you have a guest house, so if people want to come and visit the Maasai, there is a guest house
Yeah.
that you run. The people can actually stay there.
Yeah, through this help, the help of well-wishers and volunteers, we are able to put our guest house at the village, whereby we can accommodate volunteers and people who like to come to the village to help, maybe teaching at the schools, and also maybe work within the community, maybe in the clinics, or even with the women groups, or to participate in community development activities, like building of our school, or also those people who would like to go for adventures or tour safaris, they would like
Okay.
to visit the Masai Mara. So we help to host these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you offer programs for like young young people that want to come from Western countries? Can they come for a certain amount of time, maybe work in the village and get to know the culture and everything, and become like volunteers? Do you offer that?
Yeah, we have those opportunities for students who like to take their summer holidays, maybe students who like to take their summer holidays maybe for 1 or 2 weeks. We have programs for them, and we have also for those who have completed high school and would like just to have a break before they join college or university. We have also for the parents who like to just go and do some kind of community service work or humanitarian helping, that is to do in charity. We have all these programs.
Okay.
So
And just so where do you go now? Where are you going the next few days? Because you go back on Sunday. So where are you going to be going the next few days?
yeah, we had an invitation in Washington, D.C. to talk with the American university students there.
Good.
So we are looking forward to go there and talk to them before we return back home.
That's fantastic. Now, if
Yeah.
people want to get involved or sponsor a child or anything, do you have a website, or how do they get in touch with you, Chief Joseph? What's the best way if you want to literally say it to the camera, so
Yeah.
we can put that underneath as well. So how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, if people would like to get in touch with us, we have an email address, which is koisele@yahoo.com, or they can get all this our information from livingfootprints.org.
Leaving footprints.
Yeah,
or living.
Yeah, living.
Leaving. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Chief
Yeah,
Joseph.
living. Yeah.
I don't need to ask you to sing because I've got lots of that anyway from all the touring that we've done. And you've also explained what the singing was about. It's lovely to meet
Oh,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
It was
much.
nice meeting you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and
Okay.
welcome to Africa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually
Thanks.
beautiful out here
Yeah.
today,
Yeah,
Port
that is-
Jefferson. Today, I've been interviewing Chief Joseph of the Maasai tribe, and what an incredible man. What an incredible man. You see, on Moving on TV, we only put people that are going out of the way to make the world a better place. So next I'm going to be interviewing John, who goes on tour with Chief. I am interviewing the Maasai tribe representatives. We talked to Chief Joseph and heard some incredible stuff about the tour and a bit of background. And now I have John, who's sitting here with me, and John is part of the tour. So John, how did you get involved in the tour?
I first got involved in the tour back 3 years ago when I was attending a United Nations Teachers Peace Conference, Education and Peace Conference. And this I met and the team meeting.
Okay. Okay. Side tribe. So no for the
Yeah. My village, community social work,
okay.
and the Joseph is in is also so now common objective.
Right.
Share ideas.
About women and children. Society. The old do they do
Of the and children very poor back school. This who education value education. We are doing the of the cycle of benefit. I have and I must say on the the Maasai they are now because of climate now the source of education.
You have to start from the base. Are you able
Regarding it's just a matter of the community in terms of providing relief services, food, both to the human means to provide relief food in form of means at the same trying and provide
we do a TV station? Can we do to support?
object improve support this education. I mean, it is not kids to school hungry. It's not advocate for to hungry people. What you first need to do the security, the food of the people. Talk about other issues.
Sure.
So, meetings and in the mass, it's like because sick might fall sick, should maybe to ever the hospital dies. Using their backs, use donkeys. So along the way, people die.
Have a clue.
Very, very important.
Right. That going increasing awareness that you need. Are you
Progress, we are able to send a we are able to help some boys. So out of options, when you share problems that you
no?
so
We knew about work that's being Facebook. People are about your work. Grateful to be look at all. But just coming, you had obviously had a to be able to do so. had a really good education, or how did?
Actually, been time. I the best give Maasai children education to seek for scholarship. So that is why I challenge.
You're gonna, right? Okay. Children is the child.
No.
Sorry, I can. It's been a very long tour. See, going to rest for a little back.
I think there is time. There is a expectant to hear from. There are so many people. When they so many for so as soon as we will go and minister have come along how we can process community from my side. Again that is that so
Jefferson, really very do much more. Oh, and maybe I with them and look forward to. Thank you.
this opportunity.
Take care. She from the signing off TV. People live, how the Maasai tribe survive. We cannot water so poor children in a way for these people going through great and the this anymore. We want our children, but we want them to be educated. So we're asking you, do whatever you can. Christmas is coming along, the perfect timing. For the cost of 2 presents, you could sponsor a little girl. I think it's about £300, maybe a bit less. You can sponsor a little girl for a whole year to go to school, to have an education, to not need to be married out. And what I believe that if this child is put into a situation like that, she will become mentally ill. It is not a natural thing to do. So that's what I'm asking, is go on the Maasai tribe website, check everything out and look inside. Do you really need those toys are going to be thrown in the bin in January. Think about it. In January, you will have saved a life. Amazing.
You are the only God who is able to do what you did to Anna, giving the child at an older age. So it's just a song that we're praising God to give God all the glory and all the honor of all the good things that He has done.
Okay, thank you.
So there is a lot of variation in the years of going to school. So from the elementary school, which is primary, from class 1 to class 8, even in the first year, I had a boy who is in class, who was in kindergarten, and this boy is 13 years old. So, because of the cultural, the Maasai cultural traditions and cultural practices, this boy was not given an opportunity to go to school. He had to go and attend his father's cows and goats and be a shepherd. So most of his early years he wasted, and these are the kids that we are trying to rescue so that they can get an opportunity to go to school. And also the girls, they are not given equal opportunities to go to school because of the same things, the bad Maasai cultural traditions and cultural practices. You can meet a Maasai girl who is either of her teenage years, and she might be in grade 2 or 3, or either she's just starting grade 1. So by the time even these girls try to go to grade 8, might be because of maybe the cultural practices, not many of them make to grade 8. Because one, they undergo, let me just mention, early child marriage, female FGM, or female genital cutting, and then which the Maasai people, when the girl undergoes that practice, she's implanted in her mind that she is mature now to be married. So the father, is to the father's interest that this girl is married off so that to earn the family or the father wealth in form of cows, goats, because that is what the father gets in dowry. So the girl is treated as an asset. So there is a lot of variation in age. So there is that difference.
Maybe another thing just to add on what Chief Joseph was saying. Am I audible enough?
No, just use this.
Okay. Okay. So sometimes in some villages there are no schools. So the fact that there are no schools denies children an opportunity to go to school. So and that is why you can see there are some villages whereby we are putting preschools. So that children at a tender age can be able to go to school. Because some schools might be about 6 miles away, 8 miles away. And a kid of 4 or 5 years cannot be able to walk 6 miles. And along the way, he can come in contact with wild animals like the lions and all that. So sometimes it is the distance to school that denies children an opportunity to go to school. Another thing is, even some Maasai families do not know the value of education.
Right.
So they even, education was introduced to Kenya by the missionaries. So even some families take education to be a borrowed idea, which means that they are going to mislead the children to run away from the Maasai.
Joseph, I just wanted to ask you something because we're promoting the sponsorship program. What does it actually mean if someone sponsors a little girl? Do they have contact? Do they get letters or photographs from that child, or how does it work?
The sponsors will be able to get photographs of the girls and an annual letter Christmas card or letter from the girl themselves.
Okay, so there is some kind of contact that they can actually get to know that child a little bit, because they're likely to want to sponsor them another year, because it's more personal, isn't it?
You go over there, and I encourage every person sitting in this room to go visit. And if you see the love in these people's eyes, and if you see the behavior and the respect in their children, I don't know what else to say. We've been fortunate enough to be able to visit a few times, and when I come home, I just want to take my grandchildren, put them on an airplane, and send them to the village for a week, 2 weeks, one night. I have a surprise for you this evening, and that is that we have a couple from the UK who have come especially to meet the Messiah and to visit you here at the House of Judah. And our friends, Lauren Hope, and that's Lauren with an E, and her husband Martin have come all the way from UK, and Lauren is going to treat us to a song. I'm going to make sure I don't forget anything here. She's the founder of Moving On TV, Moving On Theater, and she's also the director of social media at WMAP Radio, which is right here out of Port Jefferson. And also check out WMAP Radio, because that stands for World's Most Amazing People. And I want you to know that your pastor and your lady here are, we all know, among the world's most amazing people, and they have been interviewed, and I think the station is going to feature that interview all this week for, you know, just because they are, that's who they are. So let me get Lauren up here. She again, she's the founder of Moving On TV, so she has, and this is out of the UK, so she has a television station there, she works with the radio station WMAP here, and she's a great advocate for mental health. So this is, this lady is beautiful inside and out. She is a person who is so filled with love and so full of compassion and kindness, and she has dedicated her life to helping people with any sort of mental challenges, in particular those with borderline personality disorder. That's her thing here. And she's amazing. So because I've talked too long already, I'm going to introduce Lauren. She's going to sing you a beautiful song which she wrote. And she was inspired, the song, after 9/11. It's called I Wish You Peace, Every Race and Creed and Color. And it's about global unity. Right?
Interfaith, bringing us all together, no matter who we are. I'm Jewish. Well, I grew up in Israel, but I believe that we're all the same. We're all here to make the world a better place. So I wrote the song to bring us all together. And if you go on movingontv.uk, which is my TV channel, you can watch the film with 1,000 children from where we live in England, all singing for peace. And it's like Casey's station, World Most Amazing People, my station Moving On TV, or YouTube Moving On TV community. You'll find all my programs. I do it to make people happy. Instead of listening to the news and getting unhappy and depressed, I healed my mental illness without medication. Just close your
saying peace, shalom, salam, shanti.
I want to thank Ron for all of his help with the Maasai, and I want to thank Lauren Hope. How'd you like that soprano that opened up today? Beautiful, right? Okay, and I want to thank Ron for his sponsorship of.
Well, we did the older sister, so we wanted.
Yeah, we got to. Well, we had sponsored one of the girls through high school, and so Ron has volunteered to now support her younger sister. We visited the mom, and I don't want to make the program go too long, but I want to tell you about our experience. The girl that we sponsored was in school, happily, so we stopped to say hello to the mother. The chief took us there. The mom is a widow. She has 4 children. She lives in a boma, which is the Maasai, typical Maasai home, which is like a hut. So she's got
dung and mud, with sticks to hold it together.
right. So she's a widow. She has 3 children at home. I think 2 of the boys were out with the herds, and then it was another little toddler. She had a newborn actually at the time, or a very small child. But this woman was living in such poverty, she could not feed her family. And I could then understand how you would take your oldest daughter and accept some cows, some sugar, some blankets, to send your oldest daughter out where you know she's going to be fed, she's going to be taken care of, and you would then be able to feed the younger ones, for a little while. Then I got it. I understood how you could do that, because other than that, I can't imagine. I can't imagine the heartache. But this woman invited us in. She was delighted to see us, and one of the most touching things that's happened to me in my entire life, she made us a cup of tea. She has, when I say nothing, I don't know where she got the tea from. She was able to find some sugar to put in the tea. And, even water. She's just, really, I can't even, nothing, And that she sacrificed what little she had for us out of a sense of gratitude, hospitality. All of that was very, very touching. So, at any rate, you had one thing you would say?
Yes, I'd like to reiterate on that one thing about she had nothing. And when we say nothing, she had nothing. Judy and I gave Chief Joseph some money to bring some supplies to Obama. That lasted 2 months. There's not an American child that I know that could spend 5 hours or 6 hours there without screaming bloody murder for mommy to go home. And it's the most incredible place you'll ever see little kids grow up. The respect, the gratitude, the outpour for anybody that's older than they are is just amazing. I mean, truly, truly amazing.
So we
So Ginny, what was the main aspects about the tour with Chief Joseph and John? What did you feel was achieved by the Maasai tour?
Oh, Martin, it was a very full week. It was a draining week. It was a fabulous week. I just love those guys when they come in. I call them the boys. I love the boys when they come and visit. But it is a whirlwind. And at the end of the day, I would say we made a lot of money for them to take back to their village. We're going to feed a lot of hungry people. We're going to get some feed for the cattle that they can't drive to greenery because there is no greenery after almost 2 years with no rain. We have rescued some girls that we're going to put into a safe house. There are a bunch of 10 to 12-year-old girls who would be getting married very shortly and going out of their village with older men that they've never met before. for to become their wives and raise a brood of children who instead have scholarships to school, thanks to people like yourself, who yourself and your wife are sponsoring one girl in high school, which we're so grateful for. So there are a lot of people here in New York that have a new respect and understanding, I think, for them. It's a very important part of their trip. They explain the culture. There are a lot of people here. I even saw the word savages one time used on the internet on a message. And it's so unfair. We have so much to learn from the Maasai culture. There's so much love there. There's such a sense of community there. And there's just such a sense of caring, respect for the elders, and value on education. There's so many wonderful things that we can learn from the Maasai, as well as their history. So they were able in this one short week to share their culture with many people, and in return to be able to help their village in immeasurable ways. People here have literally saved lives in this island this week, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, and to Lauren, both of you moving on TV, I thank you so much for your interest.
And it was good to find out about a tribe that I've really, to be honest with you, I've had not an awful lot of interest in, but I've certainly got an interest in now. And it certainly taught me, and it's taught a lot of people, I think, of different cultures and how more can be done by a nominal amount by our standards to help them lead a life that we take for granted. And,
So do you feel different now than you felt when you first came on the tour?
Of course. I mean, you can't not be moved by some of the plight of these people and some of the stories you hear. We live in our world, we have our problems, and they are problems. They live in their world, and their problems are their problems. So it is a compare and contrast, and it's just good to know that we can help somebody, and others we can help them with just the smallest effort. We can help them.
Thank you. Welcome to Moving On TV, the new TV channel for us, the positive, inspirational TV channel. My name is Lauren Hope. I am the founder and CEO of Moving On TV. No one is ordinary. We're all special, unique, wonderful human beings. We're all celebrities with our own talents and strengths and dreams. Moving On TV is here for all of us. We have a book show if you wrote a book. We're looking for talent, for Moving On talent. We want to stream you. We don't want you to compete. Artists shouldn't have to compete. It's disrespectful. And we're going to produce a new musical, and you could be in it. And we're going to serialize it for everyone. We're not going to have the news. We're going to have the happy news. Positive, inspirational, happy stories, which are actually the majority of the stories in the world that are happening all around us, except no one wants to give them to you. And of course, because we're run by solution-based people, life coaches, we want to give you the truth and to help you move on. So we want to know why these tragedies are happening all around us. Why are so many people being hit off their bicycles? What is the solution to all these problems in our world? How can we have a better world, a more peaceful world? We're looking for you. We're looking for all of you. Everyone has a unique story. We're looking for hosts, presenters, all age groups, particularly older people that are not being given any opportunities. Come and work on our media. Cameramen, editors, anyone who wants to work with us. And of course, sponsors, organic makeup and organic products that are helping the environment and the human race. Come on board Moving On TV, the new positive channel, the channel that gives you hope. You're depressed. Come on board Moving On TV. See you soon. Bye.
No, rien, de rien. Oh, I love you too, Marcel. Oh, bonjour, bonjour. I want to wear my face to the audience as I would a la verre. And that is why I refuse to wear the makeup and the products, not unless they are organic. Because they make me feel nude. So, come on board, organic makeup companies, Moving On TV.uk. Bonjour. No, rien, no.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, I'm so sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. And maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely times. And I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. There were things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. Satisfied. If I made you feel second best, I'm so sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
laws do you write? Get up, get up, get up, get up, just get your love on. Get up, get up, get up, get up, just get your love on. Get up, get up, get up, get up, just get your love on. Get up, get up, get up, get up, just get your love on.
I don't know how to follow up what Kimberly just said. It was amazing. I think the way to follow it is by this song. I've been attracted to the St. Francis of Assisi prayer lately. God make me an instrument of peace. So I decided to take a risk and write my own melody to it and change the word God to love. I hope you really enjoy it. were outlined 79